Hello buddies, welcome again to our video lecture series based on NCERT book and based on CBSE board syllabus. In the last lecture we started with the class 9 chapter 1 number system in mathematics and we will continue from there. Let's start. So in the chapter 1 we studied about natural numbers, whole numbers, integer, rational numbers, irrational number. We read about fractions and various types of fractions, real number, prime number, composite number, co-prime number, even number and odd number. So we read about various types of numbers. Now we can move forward and we can learn something else. Fine. And in the last lecture I gave you some homework to do. So here are the questions that we were to discuss. Let's start with the first question. It was a true false. The first question was all natural numbers are whole number. So all natural numbers are whole number. Let's approach it one by one. The first question is all natural numbers are whole number. So what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise up to plus infinity. This whole collection of numbers are called natural number. And what are whole numbers? Whole numbers includes 0 also. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus infinity. So here you can see that all natural numbers are existing in the whole number set. So this statement is true. This statement first one is true. Now moving forward. So the second question is all whole numbers are integers. All whole numbers are integer. So what are whole numbers here? We have already discussed what are whole numbers. Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and they are non-fractional numbers. What are they? Whole numbers are non-fractional numbers. Hence denominator will be 1 always. Denominator will be 1 always. Hence all whole numbers. And what are integers? Integers are also non-fractional numbers, so denominator equals to 1. But it also includes negative numbers. But the whole number includes only positive numbers. So all whole numbers will be existing in integer number collections. So it will be a true statement. Prime numbers. Prime numbers are always odd number. So what we read about prime numbers? So prime numbers are basically, I told you that the numbers which are divisible by 1 or by number itself are prime number. And what are the prime numbers set? You know 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and so on. Here what you can see that except 2 all numbers are odd, but there is one even number also, that is 2. So this statement will not be true always. Generally prime numbers are odd numbers, but there is one number, that is 2, which is not a odd number. Now an even number divided by 2 gives an even number. An even number divided by 2 gives even number. So let's see what are even numbers first. So what are even numbers? Even numbers are the numbers divisible by 2. Even numbers are numbers divisible by 2. So let's take some example here. So 4 divided by 2 will be 2, but when we divide 6 by 2 we are going to get 3, but 3 is an odd number, so the statement will not always hold true. So the statement will not hold always true. Hence this statement will not be true for always. An even number divided by 2 gives an even number. Yes, it gives an even number for some cases, but it doesn't give even number always. So this statement will be false. Consecutive numbers are co-prime number. Consecutive numbers are co-prime number. And so what are co-prime numbers? I told you co-prime numbers are the pair of numbers where a CF of that pair, that means A and B, will always be 1. It will always be 1. And I also told you that the consecutive numbers are always a co-prime number, like 2 and 3. Whenever we are going to take SCF of 2 and 3, we are going to get 1. So any consecutive numbers will be a co-prime number. So this statement is true. Fine. And the next question is, co-prime numbers are necessary pair of prime numbers. So it's not necessary that there will be pair of prime numbers. So this statement will be false. Like you can take 4 and 5 also. They are consecutive numbers also, and they are co-prime also, but 4 is not a prime number, but they are co-prime number. This pair is co-prime, but 4 is not a prime number. So it's not necessary that they should be a prime number. It's not necessary. Yeah, if they are prime number, then the HCF will be 1 always. 1 is a prime number. The next question is 1 is a prime number. But we know that prime numbers are the numbers which are divisible either 1 or the number itself. And here 1 is the number itself and 1 is also the factor. So 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. So the statement will be false. Sum of 3 odd number is always an odd number. This is a very easy question. Odd numbers. What are odd numbers? We can take an example. 3, 5 and 7. When you are going to add 5 plus 3, 8 and 8 plus 3, 15. What we are going to get is an odd number. So this will be a true statement. This will be a true statement. All irrational numbers are real numbers. All irrational numbers are real numbers. What are real numbers? Real numbers are the numbers which represent the actual physical quantities. Real numbers are the numbers which represents actual physical quantities, and whether it is an rational, fractional, integers and all, they all compose real numbers. So the irrational numbers will be real numbers like root 2, root 3. Rational numbers are always integer. Rational numbers are always integer. So what are rational numbers? First of all, we read in our last lecture, what are rational numbers? We'll write here. What are rational numbers? Rational numbers are numbers which can be written in P by Q form such that P and Q are integers and Q is not equals to 0 and Q is not equals to 0, and also P and Q have no common factor other than 1. So these are rational numbers. So we can take any numbers in the form of P by Q, like 2 by 3, 5 by 1, 7 by 4. These all will represent a rational number, but this is not necessary that rational numbers are always integer, because here what we are seeing that P and Q are integers, but the number itself is not an integer, like 2 by 3 is a fractional number. So this statement will not hold true for always. Hence, this statement will not be true. It will be a false statement. I hopefully you understood all these questions. If you are having any doubt from this part, from my lectures and from anywhere else, from any book, you can post in my comment and I will make a video on those questions, solutions of those questions. We can discuss R.S. Agrawal and different books also if you desire. And this ends our lecture number 1 here, and we'll continue with our new lecture today, a new concepts. So today we are going to learn. So what we are going to learn today are the rational numbers between two real numbers. Rational number between two real numbers. So this is our next topic in our NCERT book also. So this has not been discussed specifically in NCERT book, but what you can see here, NCERT has given a question directly. Find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Likewise, we need to find rational numbers between any two real numbers. We will be following steps. We will be following steps for different pairs of number. So let's start with the first. That if there are two integers, like we can take this example only. 5 rational number between 1 and 2. First of all, we will try to represent these numbers on number line, like 1 and 2. Here what we can see, 1 is less than 2, and in between 1 and 2 we need to write 5 rational numbers. So we can write any number between 1 and 2. Like we can write any number between 1 and 2, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5. These all numbers will be rational numbers. 1.1 can be written in of 11 upon 10, 12 upon 10, 13 upon 10, 14 upon 10 and 15 upon 10. So these all numbers will be rational numbers between 1 and 2. So basically in the shortest form what we can do, we can just represent the number on number line, or we can decide which number is ordered, and we can write the number of rational numbers in the question asked. Okay, but we can also follow some different concepts here, simpler methods, like how many rational numbers we need to find here is 5. So here n equals to 5. So here n equals to 5. So what we are going to do, we are having number 1 and 2. So we need to have 5 rational numbers. So we'll take one more here, and we'll multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number for both the numbers. So here what we are going to get is 6 upon 6 and 12 upon 6. So we have now converted our number in two different forms. Now from here you can see 6 upon 6 and 12 upon 6. Between these we can write a few numbers like 7 upon 6, 8 upon 6, 9 upon 6, 10 upon 6 and 11 upon 6. So the 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2 will be 7 upon 6, 8 upon 6, 9 upon 6, 10 upon 6 and 11 upon 6. So what we did here is, here n equals to 1. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide the number by n plus 1. We are going to divide the number by n plus 1 and multiply it by n plus 1, and between those numbers we can write in sequence the number of rational numbers which has been asked. So this is a very simplest method. This is an alternative. Otherwise what we can do, we can mark the numbers on the number line, and in between we can write as many numbers we want to, as many rational numbers we want to. Okay, fine. Similarly, so now let's say we are having some fractions can be of two types, where denominators will be same and denominators will be same, or denominators will be different, like 2 by 3 and 4 by 3, or 3 by 5 and 3 by 5 and 5 by 7. So we can have two different kinds of fractions. We can have two different types of fractions here, where denominator will be same. In one case denominator is same, that like this 3. Here denominators are not same. So we are having two cases. We will see one by one here. What we are going to do, just increase the screen size first and keep it short. Okay, so in the first case, where denominators are same, how we are going to solve the question. Let's start. So here denominators are same, so let's start. So we need to, let's say we need to find three rational numbers. So it's very simple, like in our first part we followed the method. Here n equals to 3, so we are going to divide by n plus 1. So 2 by 3 here multiplied by n plus 1, 4 and 4. Again 4 by 3 multiplied by 4 and 4. What we are going to get is 8 upon 12 here and 16 upon 12 here. So these are very easy methods, that's why I am telling you. So we can write easily few numbers inside that: 9 by 12, 10 by 12 and 11 by 12. Like this we can write many numbers in between the two numbers. So three rational numbers between 2 by 3 and 4 by 3 will be, we can write 9 by 12, 10 by 12 and 11 by 12. Okay, so this is our first case. Now in the second case, so this is case 1. Now in the second case, what we are going to do in case number 2, we can follow the same methods. We are having numbers 3 by 5 and 5 by 7. So first of all we will see that which number is smaller. Here let's say that 3 upon 5 is approximately equals to 0.6. It's equal to 0.6, and 5 upon 7 is like 0.71. So this number will be more. So 0.3 will be less than 5 by 7. First of all we will see that which number is smaller. So 5 by 7 is greater one and 3 by 5 is, so we can just take a number line right here. We can mark 0 and we can see that 3 by 5 and 5 by 7 both are less than 1. So 3 by 5 will be lying here and 5 by 7 will be lying here. So in between this we need to write few rational numbers. Basically what we can do, we can approach very simply, that we can take the LCM of 5 and 7. So what is the LCM we are going to get here to make the denominator same? So then LCM will be 35. So to make 3 by 5, we can multiply it by 7 and five. So what here you can see that the number which we got here are 21 upon 35 and 25 upon 35. So now you can see that the denominator has become same. Now we can write few numbers in the in between these numbers, 22, 23 upon 35 and 24 upon 35. So what we have got right here is 3 rational numbers. What we have got here is 3 rational numbers. So 3 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 5 by 7 we can write like 23 by 22 by 35, 23 by 35 and 24 by 35. So these numbers will be lying between 3 by 5 and 5 by 7. Before moving forward, let's revise for once what we have read till now. So we started our lecture with finding rational numbers between two real numbers. So we started with the first we took integers 1 and 2, and we saw how we can find rational numbers between two integers and we can write easily. Similarly, we followed for similar methods we followed for the fractions. So the fractions can be of two types, where denominator will be same and the denominator will be different. So in case the denominators are same, it will be very easier question. The number of it will be a very easier question. So the number of rational numbers asked between these two numbers we can take, and we can just multiply it by adding 1 in the numerator and denominator, and we can write the required number of rational numbers in between two numbers, like we did here. First of all, we needed 3 rational numbers. We multiplied it by n plus 1, and then we wrote the required rational numbers between these two numbers. And similarly, we followed for the when denominators are different. First of all, we found that which number is smaller, and after that we took the LCM of the denominator. We took the LCM of 5 and 7. So we are going to get 35. So to make the denominator 35 on both sides, here we multiplied by 7 and here we multiplied by 5, and so our number transformed into 21 by 35, and this number transformed into 25 by 35, and we wrote 3 rational numbers in between them. So in case n would have been more than 23, it would have been more than 3. So after this step we need to follow the n plus 1 concept. We can multiply like if n equals to 5. So what we can do, 21 upon 35 into n plus 1, like 6. We can take here 25 by 35 into 6. Now we can write as many rational numbers between these two numbers. So for n equals to 5, we can follow these methods, and if we can find easily between two numbers, you can find easily irrational numbers between two numbers, we can write here. Otherwise we can move another step. These concepts are very easy. Now what if we need to find between two decimal numbers like 1.2 and 1.5. So this becomes more easy, and we can write here, like let's say we need to find four rational numbers. So four rational numbers between 1.2 and 1.5, we can write any four rational numbers between 1.2 and 1.5, like 1.3, 1.4, 1.35, 1.45. Likewise, we can write many numbers, rational numbers between 1.2 and 1.5. For decimal numbers we can write it very easily. So these are the four types of questions that you are going to face while finding the rational numbers. And for easiest, and so whenever it is asked to find a rational number between a and b. A and b can be integers, fractions, or decimal. So simply we need to find one rational number. So we can do what we can do. We can take the average of these two numbers, that is a plus b by 2, and we are going to get the rational number. Like, let's take one example here. Let's say between 1 and 2 we need to find a rational number. What we can do, 1 plus 2 by 2, that means 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 will be rational number between the 1 and 2. Likewise, for 1 by 2 and 1 by 3, we can also write 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 divided by 2. What we are going to get, 3 and 2, LCM is 6. 3 plus 2 by 2. 3 by 2 is to 2. So 5 by 6 divided by 2 is equal to 5 by 12. So 5 by 12 will be a rational number between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. We can write many rational numbers. So you can note here, there are infinitely many rational numbers between two real numbers. Okay. So in NCERT you can also read in your remark here, in general there are infinitely many rational numbers between any two given rational numbers. Okay, hopefully you understood up to this, and now based on this you can solve the exercise 1. Now you can solve exercise 1. So I expect that in your homework you can do exercise 1 of the NCERT book and revise our concepts. And if you find any difficulty while solving this question, you can post in my comment, and please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel for future videos. So thank you for attending this lecture. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, and thank you.